Hey folks, it's Vic Noble here with a weekly trade example for the week ending April the 8th, 2011. And I want to talk to you today about reading charts and trading what you see and listening to news and all that. You know, this is, I got the euro US dollar up here right now, a daily chart. And you know, I've talked to so many people now who say, you know, this euro is ridiculous. It's overbought. Fundamentally, it's in trouble. We have Portugal in big trouble, and Greece and Ireland. You know, it just goes on and on. There's lots of reasons why people can say it should be going down. What is this doing? I mean, it's going straight up. So, first and foremost, you have to, you know, respect price action, no matter what you think. I mean, it's okay. You can have your opinion and everything, but, you know, don't just trade your opinion blindly here. Marry it up with what's happening technically, and you'll get yourself a really good little combination there. If this thing's going up, you should be looking for places to buy. And I've marked in some support resistance levels, the things that we just watch all the time. I've even got a long-term trend line drawn in here just to alert me when things are starting to break down here. But right now, it's going up. That's all you can say about it. I'm not saying that you can't trade reversals. I'm going to show you how to do that. But if it's going up, try to find places to be buying. What does it look like when it's buying? How do you trade if it keeps going up? Well, let's just look at a real simple example here and I've shown you these trades lots of times before here. This is the 7th, where was it in here? Right in here. Now, if I zoom this out a little bit, look at this. See how this was resistance? It was resistance, resistance, and it broke above and it came back, and look where it came back to. Guys, you got to pay attention to these levels. They can really help your trading. Just because it comes down here doesn't mean you have to just buy it here. I mean, it could keep going straight down, couldn't it? We've talked about MACD divergence patterns in the past. I'll show you on this particular day in question, which was right here. That's where this 142.50 level was at. You can see that what happened when it came down to here is that price was going down like this, but the MACD was actually starting to go up. So we had positive MACD divergence, setting up a little potential head and shoulders bottom, which is a perfect little buy down there. The way that we teach, you know, I mean, I teach people how to trade these patterns. I have tutorials on it in the coach's corner. If you're struggling with these kind of things, you know, I guess you got to look at the cost benefit on everything you do. But I mean, and I expect that you should do that with whatever you're paying money for. But I think that you know, if you want some education on these things, you have to get it from somewhere, and you have to get it from you know, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time and that, so I'd really love to help you on these things. But this was a very nice little MACD positive divergence setup. The reason I would like to take something like this is simply because of what's happening on the higher time frame, hourly, and more specifically the daily chart. Going back to the daily chart, that was on this day right here. Well, when price came back down to it on this day right here, isn't that a reason to be looking to buy? You're at support. So if I find a pattern that, you know, is a buy pattern, that's perfect. Okay. What if it reverses? How do you know if it's going to reverse? Actually, let me show you something right now. Let's go to a weekly chart. I want to show you what's happening right now that I'm watching. I'm not trading it. I'm watching it. Now, you know, I always like to draw my my support resistance lines from the bodies of these candles across. See how I got the bodies here. I'm using the bodies of the candles. There's nothing you know, magic or set in stone about this. I'm looking at this whole right for the top of the wick to the body as a potential area of resistance. Maybe it'll even go up into this level here. Hey, maybe it'll come up to 150. Who knows? Here's something that's interesting. Have a look at what else is happening at the same time. If you look at this swing from this high to this low, isn't it interesting that we are at a 79% Fibonacci retracement right today? This is Friday, okay, April the 8th. Do you know something? If you measured from this high instead, anybody want to think what it might be showing? It is a 62% retracement to the very same level. We have what I call overlapping fibs, Fibonacci convergence, or Fibonacci overlaps, whatever you want, overlapping Fibonacci's, at the same place right here. Now, what's the candle action here right now? It's still going very strongly up. I'll just take these out of the way for a minute. So right now we have no real compelling reason to be looking to sell. It'll show up first, of course, on the lower time frames by negative candle action on when you let's go to in fact, let's go to a daily chart for a minute. I'll show you some examples here. If we go to a daily chart, if you're looking for a reversal, supposing you thought that this was a possible reversal because it was tying here, let me put a line across. Look at this. Look what happened when price came up and retested. Remember, this is sort of a zone in here from the body up to the wick. Look where it came to. Look at the candle action. I'll just take this off for a sec. Now, that was on the 22nd of March, okay? And it starts. Now, could you trade this to the short side? Of course you could. Look for a pattern that you recognize for a sell. One of my favorites, and I have to confess a biased opinion here, but is the Vic trade, because I've been using it for so long and it just works really well. And if I go back to the 23rd, it's right in here. Here's where price was hitting that, let me just get this out of the way, where price was hitting that resistance on the daily chart that we saw. And these are all what are called Vic trade setups, and where you're going to be, selling rallies up into resistance here like this. And if you understand how to use these setups, they can be a huge benefit. There's actually another one right in here too, as a matter of fact. I'm just noticing another sell right in here for another drop. And the deal is that we don't know what's going to happen, do we? When we get to these levels, all we can do is observe, okay? And then if something sets up, well, we can take action and make a trade. But right now, this is going straight up. I'm just saying that next week I'm going to be on the lookout for some reversal in here, just because on the weekly chart we're up against resistance. Don't be in panic to get into these things either. There's time. I mean, it's not going to go straight down here. If it does go down, it's going to go down and give you candle formation. See what happens when it makes a top in here. It makes a reversal candle, and then away she goes, and starts to rally up back into these levels of old support that are now resistance, and down it goes. There's just a tremendous amount of ways to trade. Here's something else that's interesting. If you like short-term trading, such as you probably already know, but we have the London close trade strategy. Well, you can trade short-term on these things as well, counter trend. And in fact, even today on Friday, we had a successful sell on the euro US dollar, even though it's going straight up. Now, that's a different approach to trading, not for everybody, obviously. Everybody has their own little way that they like to trade. But by knowing how to structure trades around the London close, the way we show, you look at Shirley Hudson's been extremely successful counter trend trading with like 90% accuracy for like over 2 years now doing that. So, it's just another approach. So there's all sorts of ways to do it. Obviously, we go over all that kind of stuff in the Coach's Corner. We even had a really good guy, a guest on this past week, showing us how he trades Gartley's. A very successful Gartley trader. It's all he does, actually. And so that was pretty cool. And we archive all these things so you can go back and read them all over again and everything. So anyway, some top-down analysis chart reading for you for this week. I hope that that's helpful for you. Just find areas of support and resistance. And you can trade in alignment with the trend. You can trade as price starts to roll over. And just know how to structure a trade and know exactly what it is, how you like to trade. Very, very important. Don't jump around from one thing to another. Stay with what you're comfortable with and what you know and what you learn and you put some time in with, and you get comfortable and you get confident with it, and you're off to the races. Throw in some risk management and you're really going to be on the way. Let me know if I can help at all. Hope that was helpful. And you guys have a great weekend. I'll be back at the end of next week with another weekly trade example. Thanks so much.